Hey, how you doing? This is Roger. I know you can't see me, so let me put myself in this screen. How you doing? All right. So I just wanted you guys to see me, see that I'm an actual real person, and I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here so I can go ahead and just give you this basic real estate 101 information on real estate. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I recently, 4 days ago, got together with some childhood friends, and they know I'm involved in real estate. And the questions that they were asking me were really, really basic questions that said to me, hey, guess what? We don't know anything about real estate. So I got to the point where, I said, hey, do you know, how much do you know? And he's basically told me flat out, I don't know anything about real estate. He's like 56 years old. He's been renting for over 35 years. And I said, okay, all right, cool. All right, let me go ahead and let me start answering some questions and filling you in. So that's why I'm making this video. So if you're someone who has no information, I'm going to go ahead right here on Microsoft OneNote, go ahead and try to give you some basic information that you need to know. Let's call this mindset. Now, why are we calling this mindset? We're going to call this mindset because one of the most important things is that when you go from a renter to a homeowner, right? It's a completely different train of thought. Now, here's what I mean. Right? Here's what I mean. When you go from renter to homeowner, things are very different. Number one, what is the first thing that changes? The first thing that changes is that, first of all, as a renter, for the most part, everybody that I know that's a renter has this way of thought or this attitude, whichever one you want to call it, that the landlord, whomever that may be, whether that's a one person or a company or a group of persons, they have the thought, right, that the owner, right, the landlord is responsible for everything, right? Anything breaks, anything needs fixed, anything needs upgraded, right? The landlord is responsible for everything. And that's like a common theme that I run into when I talk to renters. The thing is that when you want to become a homeowner, right, that attitude that you have or that way of thought that you have is you got to flip that on its head and continue thinking that, but you got to realize that you are now the homeowner. Okay? So now when anything needs to be fixed, anything needs to be repaired, right? Anything needs to be upgraded, guess what? That is on you. Okay? That is on you. So that's the first thing that you have to realize. Okay? If I'm going to go from renter to homeowner, the second I become the homeowner, it's on me because now I'm the homeowner. Even though it's my house, I'm the owner, I'm the landlord of myself, of the property. Anything happens there, it's on you. Okay? It's a completely different way of thinking. Now once you get that mentally done, what's the next step, right? So as the landlord, right, even though you're the landlord, you're the homeowner, whatever you want to call it, that means you mentally have to understand that you are responsible, right? You're responsible for all repairs, upgrades, etc. Now, what does that mean? That means that you are also financially responsible now. Okay? That's the thing, right? You are now responsible, financially responsible. You, because now you are the landlord. You are the homeowner. It's on you. Okay? That's what's going on. It's on you. Let's make this bigger. I just want it to be really big. That's too big. Let's go. All right, cool. So that's the very first thing. That's what I want you to get from this. I want to cut this off here. I want you to think about that, right? Are you ready to be responsible for anything and everything, right? I mean, we could go a little further here, right? So like what do you got to be responsible for, right? As a landlord, let's just say, well, I always have to make sure that my tenants pay their rent on time. So you got to make sure you pay your mortgage on time, all right? You got to pay your mortgage on time. What else? If your insurance is not escrowed, you got to make sure you pay insurance on time. If your taxes aren't escrowed, you got to pay your taxes on time. Okay? What does escrowed mean? Escrowed. Escrow is when these things, right? Insurance and taxes are all included in your mortgage. Okay? Which in the industry is called PITI. P stands for principal, right? Principal, meaning the actual, let's just say you borrow $100,000, that's the principal. You borrowed $100,000, all right? I is for interest, all right? You borrow $100,000, now you're gonna pay interest on that $100,000. And T, this one's easy, is taxes. You have to pay taxes, property taxes, whatever the property taxes are. And then the last I is insurance. Okay? That's your insurance for your house, your property insurance. So if it's not escrowed, meaning if it's not enrolled into your mortgage payment, then you got to make sure that you make those payments to your taxes and insurance on time and full. Okay? So that's the first thing, right? You got to make sure you make all your payments. And not just that, you also have utilities, but that's on the stud. Utilities, what else may you need? But those are the things that affect your property. These things you have to do on a monthly basis as the homeowner, as the landlord, right? And if anything else breaks, right, you have to pay for that on top of that as well. Okay, that was going to be the next thing I'm going to talk about. So let's go ahead. I'm going to end this video here because I like to keep these videos short so that we can move on to the next one, which is your financial responsibilities that you have to be aware of.